Hi and welcome to this edition of Stellar Radio. My name is Sean McEwen. We are here outside in downtown London. Now, I decided to come downtown London because it's a very old vibe down here, and I'm here to talk about the resurgence of vinyl, something that is also extremely old. Now, in recent years, as people have noticed, vinyl is making a comeback. We're seeing it in places like HMV and all over new malls and stores. But there's places in London that have been carrying vinyls for many years, like Grooves, which has been open for 7 years here in London and has been keeping vinyl alive while it had its dark days.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If there weren't independent record stores, the vinyl would have died, because the big stores and record labels were trying to do like everything they could to get everybody to switch to CDs and forget about vinyl altogether. So if it wasn't for niche markets and stores that serve those markets, the vinyl could have gone away forever, but luckily it didn't.
One of the biggest reasons people love vinyl is because of the way it looks.
Vinyl has this amazing ability to be tangible and touched, and it's like the last person that held it, you can see their fingerprints on it, and it has a smell about it, just like books themselves are a way different experience than e-books. Reading on an iPad is different than actually reading a book that somebody else has touched or looked through. So that's definitely the same with vinyl. And the other thing about vinyl is that it only lasts so many plays. So if there's 10,000 plays or less on a vinyl record, more like 1,000 plays, it's like you're living with that record, and each time you play it, it loses a little bit of fidelity and you get to know it.
The reason companies have started to go back to the vinyl is because of the sound.
One of the things that we see the difference between record and CD is obviously CDs are digital quality, and that each time you reproduce it, it's a digital copy that's identical. With a record, it's what we call analog or analogous, that the actual sound waves are pressed into the vinyl itself, and it's a physical copy from the actual master. So it's like you're actually touching what was recorded before, and that you have a connection with it. With digital, it's cold, sterile. You can make 1,000 copies, it never changes. But with vinyl, when you press, you can only press so many copies from that stamp master before they have to redo a die for it. So sound quality, what you're hearing is a translation between what was recorded at the studio right into a physical groove for the waveforms, and then that sound coming back, and it feels alive and warm.
One of the biggest questions that is being asked is whether or not vinyl will take over for CDs.
No, I don't think it'll get to that point. I'm a record collector, and I've always been very optimistic about the vinyl resurgence. But when people say that like CDs are going to be gone the way that vinyl was for 10 or 20 years, I don't think that that's right at all. I do think what's going to happen is probably even out, and vinyl, CDs, and digital downloads will all kind of coexist, and there'll be different markets for each format,
So if you're a DJ, or if you want to listen to the music, or if you want to put them up on your wall for a decoration, vinyls can be found all throughout London. If you want something old, you can go to places that are like Grooves. Or if you want something newer, you can go to places like HMV. Make sure you join us on our next edition of Stellar Radio. I'm Sean McEwen from XFM News.